Lifting family, welcome back. So in this episode of How to Catch a Predator, so in this episode of how to spot multi-level marketing slash, I don't want to call it a scam, but because there is some legitimacy to it, and when people start off in those companies early, there's great possibilities there, because essentially you're working your way into upper middle level management, and then you've got people that are below you. This does not sound like it's there yet. It sounds like it's a little bit early on in the setup, but essentially I was reached out to via email, and I'm not going to share the email because I don't want any sort of legal ramification from this. So I'm not going to name this nutrition company, but at the same time we're going to go into some of the details so that if you're reached out to, you can at least spot it and make more of an informed decision for yourself. So with this, I basically just received an email, and it had mentioned how they had seen my profile on Instagram. My Instagram profile, I think, has, I don't know, a couple hundred followers. I mean, even just that statistic right there should tell you that, I mean, I do some stuff with my Instagram account, but at the same time, like, I'm not as active as I probably should be. In terms of looking at that, that's not really where I have a decent follower base. I mean, my decent follower base would be a little bit bigger on Facebook for the Lifting Dad page, and then even more so with YouTube. So they kind of picked the lowest setting for social media, and they didn't mention the other aspects either, which tells me that they're just reaching out to people. And so I was basically just given a pretty brief explanation of what they were looking for, and then basically to reply whether or not that I was interested. So I did, just because it was mostly just like, hey, are you interested in being a sponsored athlete? Well, I mean, sure, why not? So with that, I was basically just reading in the little brochure that they gave you, the little PDF file of how they've got this set up. So basically, you can become an athlete, and then they will give you a free supplement each month. And then as far as it goes, like you can do even better in terms of you will get money each week if you make a couple sales. It doesn't really get super specific in terms of how many sales. I believe it just said a couple. And then if you get those couple sales, then you get $100. And then it'll be up to $1,000 essentially each week, as long as you keep getting these couple sales. No tiers, no layout like that. So I was like, all right, well, that sounds interesting. I mean, sure, why not? So what I ended up trying to figure out was, well, with the discount code, what is my discount code going to be? And so I didn't really see any sort of a discount code. The only thing that I saw was that basically I had to pay an average that they would just reduce down to like a average of $1 type thing in terms of how much I'd end up having to spend as a sponsored athlete each month. Now, granted, I'm earning a free supplement. I mean, as far as it goes, I'm earning a free supplement. So, but I do have to pay, but then there's also this other side of it where I can make some money. So it's got the potential. I mean, there's potential there. And then the sell is that basically like this company wants you to kind of buy in just a little bit, just to know that you're interested. And so for me to have to buy into something where I'm getting one thing free, and then every couple sales I'm getting something free, but then I'm also getting some money, it was like a super vague setup. And that's how it felt to me. So again, I'm not naming the company, and that's something where just be on the lookout. I did look at some of the other sponsored athletes that they have, and they basically have the same or lower follower account or follower amount that I do on Instagram. So that kind of tells me a lot as far as the company that I'm going to represent. And it also was kind of like, all right, well, I mean, in terms of that buy-in, I mean, giving me a little bit of like an up feeling, because I'm like, all right, well, I mean, hey, you want me to be your sponsored athlete? Wow, I must have wowed someone. But on the opposite side of that, I mean, you've got the other side of this where there's the potential that they can keep bringing on athletes. So in terms of that, every person that they bring on has to spend about $1 or something per month. I think it was like $1.30 or something like that. So about $40 a month they're getting from every athlete that they bring on. Now, that's not a lot of money. I mean, so that's a low-hanging fruit type buy-in. But everything else was just super vague in terms of how to achieve the goal of getting money. So just be on the lookout for it. I can't name the company. I do apologize for that. I keep saying that, but at the same time, I don't want any issues, and I'm not naming the company. That way there's no fallback on me. It's just You might get an email from a company where they're like, you've got 200 followers on Instagram. We're checking you out and other people are checking you out and we want to pay you money. What would be the equivalent of $50K a year in terms of if you met the goal of like $1,000 per week as far as the max, and then you multiply that by 52. So then you've got your annual amount that you're going to be making in terms of like a salary. So with that, I mean, then you're getting supplements on top of it too. So there are possibilities here, and the company could end up okay. But at the same time, don't be surprised if you end up buying in real big, touting it to a bunch of your friends. They start bringing on people. You're making them sales. You might be making a little bit of money, but in the end, slowly but surely, they're getting people to basically send them some money. They are sending out product, but it was super vague in how they were doing it. So I was a little bit sketched out. If you get the same email, just proceed with caution. Who knows? I could be overthinking this, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it was vague enough to where it didn't make enough sense. Like this video if you like videos like this. Comment down below, please, if you've got an email from this company. Do not name the company. I don't want any dealings with that. Also, please remember to click that subscribe button. I do appreciate all you subscribers out there. I'm not telling you to buy in when it comes to subscribe to my channel. That is free. So outside of that, thank you for watching, and as always, keep pushing.